All right, I am in the lab getting ready to make a large Rubik's Cube. With that, I'll be using poster board. I'm going to do a 20 by 20. I'm going to use vinyl. I'm using Oracle Indoor Outdoor. The number on it is 251. I will be using my Cricut machine. All of the boards will be cut with a 20 by 20 dimension. And then I'll measure off the squares. When making a Rubik's Cube, you will need a ruler, something to mark it with. I suggest measuring tape. And you're going to need an X-Acto knife to cut your squares evenly. So be sure to use the correct measurements. Always remove the tags. So I'm going to divide this by 9 squares. So now what I'll do is use my Cricut machine to make colored squares inside of these squares. So what I've done is I have all my colors sorted. And there are 6 colors in a Rubik's Cube. And what I'm going to do is pour these off. And I'm going to apply them inside of each square. Now, I'm actually going to use transfer tape because I want the blocks to be neat. The thing about dealing with vinyl and when you're applying it to paper, it'll stick and it may be hard to pull up. The duct tape, I'm going to tape it along the lines and that'll kind of give it a nice color and darker, just rather than just that pale black, that matte color. I think that the black shiny duct tape may possibly bring it to life. All right, here we go. Always remember, after you apply your transfer tape, you want to use your, and it's Cricut by the way, the spatula. Spatula is your best friend when using transfer tape. I like to use it over and over again if I can. As long as it still sticks, I'm going to keep using it. See, this is really good. Yay! All right, DIY tip. When dealing with vinyl, you end up with lump. Just stick a pin in there to get some of that, the air bubbles out, but it looks good to me. Another suggestion, when applying your vinyl, my suggestion is that you start in the middle. When you start applying the others, you can kind of gauge where the center is. I am back. I am still working on the Rubik's Cube. And what I'm doing now is reinforcing it. I didn't show you from the beginning me trying to assemble this box. I would say that would be my biggest challenge, is assembling it. As you can see, it is coming together really nicely. And I am reinforcing it with glue for now. When I started putting it together, I started on the table with the flat surface. And then I use the E6000, which you can get it from Michael's. I also think they carry it at the Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, you know, all my favorite stores. I'm actually pretty pleased. As you can see, it's coming along very nicely. And I'm using my heat knife, which I just burned my table with it. You gotta be so careful with these. Cutting foam to go in the corners. If you're not real handy with heat and stuff like that, please be careful. One thing I have not mastered is setting up my camera. Okay, and in here I added extra support by putting foam in those corners, and I'll put foam in these corners here. Okay, I don't even know if I'm pointing at the right thing, but I'll do some editing and it'll work out. So me and this Rubik's Cube are still friends. What I'm doing now is taking the hot glue and I'm gluing the corners, inside and out. When you hot glue, you want to reinforce the inside and the outside. Definitely a job. It's not anything simple about doing this. It has been work, but as usual, I'm always up to the challenge. The person who purchased this definitely needs to treat it with care though, because nothing lasts forever. I think this is beautiful. I almost wish I'd have made me one. Think she'll let me borrow it? Yeah, this is almost finished. I'm going to have to charge more because it's worth way more. But this is huge. I didn't realize it would be so much work, even though it comes as no real challenge for me, but it is a lot of work. But what I've learned in this process is before quoting a price, always do your research to see what larger companies are charging. I'm a small business, so it takes more for me. I have to go out and get everything I need. I use Gorilla Glue, E6000, vinyl, Cricut machine, frog tape, duct tape, a ruler, X-Acto knife, foam, cardboard. Those are all the things it took for me to use it. Electricity and time. So with that is money. So this right here, I'm pretty sure I would not make this for under $200. I actually saw one on Etsy. It was priced at $600, and as you can see, it's pretty big. And like I said, I'm still working on it. It's really looking nice. I made this. Very pleased. Very pleased. Poppin Creations, gifted hands for all your demands.